Alright, this works super bitchin'. I don't have to worry about the engine ever falling off of this thing again. Look at that. That's cool. Alright, I'm going to show you this because I'm a little bit pissed off, you guys. A little bit. If you notice, the wheels are broken off of this. That's because I've thrown it around and beat it with a hammer a couple times. So, don't ever think that I don't get mad. So, anyway, when something designed terribly ruins something else, that pisses me off, okay? So, we're going to make a better one of these. So stick around, and I'll show you what the problem is with this. Number one, you see how short that lip is right there? That is crap. This should be out to about right here or so. Should be wider. So we're going to use wider angle iron, at least on one side of it. And on the other side, I guess I got that, so I don't know, maybe I'll use that. This one here is wider. I mean, for God's sakes, why didn't they make this wider? You know? They made this thing with this small lip on here. And let me show you the problem with that. And so let's say you got an engine that's all built. What this thing's supposed to do is set on here like this. And I've actually narrowed this already. I narrowed it thinking, oh, I think I've got it fixed. But you got your stud here. That's for your, a lot of us, 90% plus of us don't run the thermostats, okay? I know guys are going to, oh, you got to run that, whatever. If you live in a place you need it, and you're driving in the winter, I get it, okay? Fine, run a thermostat. But most of us are driving in the summer only, and we found that not to be necessary. So, if you see here, this thing kind of goes on like this. But what happens is, this thing ends up, well, because I bent it, so now it actually works better than it used to. It goes like that. So when that happens, guess what happens? This thing lands right on the pushrod tubes. How do you think that works out? They get bent. So that is shite. So it gets a little bit crooked, and then it falls like this and bends the pushrod tubes. If you've got your engine on here, you're rolling it around on these stupid wheels. This thing's made by MP, of course. So it's completely garbage. The way they made it, it doesn't work good, guys. Not at all. So, how can we improve this? We're going to do a couple things. I was looking at it. I'm going, okay, number one, we can make this lip quite a bit wider and make it so it fits on the case. And then if you don't run thermostats, you might want to remove this stud just so that it's not a problem for you. Okay, or I might actually make a notch in here for that stud, because what happens is when that stud's on the top of this, it wants to walk over. Okay, well, it has these little ears here on the case, so it shouldn't really, but it does. So if I put a little notch in there for that guy, improve this a little bit, and make some better, really? I mean, couldn't you maybe use square tubing along the bottom? Or rectangle tubing? That might make it a little stronger. And then have some rectangle tubing across here. And what they charge for these things, they come with plastic wheels, which are complete garbage. So these metal ones took some heavy abuse. Definitely threw this thing really hard after it caused me tons of grief. And the kind of grief it caused would cost, you know, a whole day's work. So yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off when this thing doesn't work. So anyway, we'll make an improvement. Enough of ranting. We'll make this thing so that it works properly. How's that sound? What the whole idea of this is, you put this on, you put your engine on here, and then you can roll it around, right, with the wheels, so that you can get it up underneath the car, and then this side of it, you shove your jack underneath, so that you don't have to, trying to get it off the ground, put it on a jack, and then, for instance, You can have the exhaust system off and put it on this stand versus putting it on the big stand. So it helps a little bit for that sort of thing, because it's kind of hard to put the exhaust system on when it's on the ground. So it's nice to be up, and if it's on a jack, it's all teetery, not good. So this thing's really handy when it works properly, but it's really aggravating because it doesn't. You know, it just gets cockeyed on there. Like I said, this thing was a 1/2 inch wider than what it is right now even, and it just had all the reason to fail. So anyway, let's make it better. Right, so it does need to be wide enough for the jack to go underneath. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And then, so I can't just put these square tubing underneath. So I bought some square tubing. I could just put them on the edge, I guess, like right along the edge, just weld it right on the edge. That might work. And then I got some way bigger angle. It's just what they had, but wider this way. So I'll have the wide portion on the bottom, so that if the engine's not set in there perfectly, it's not going to move. So versus what's on there is just nothing, little no edge at all. So this will work way better. So anyway, we'll cut some out and check it out, see how it works out. All right, so I got these things cut and laid out. I'm just gonna lap it that way. I think that's fine. And when you got enough edge on here, you can just let that thing fall down in there, make it a little bit wider, and there's no way possible that thing would ever go either way and fall down and hit the push rods ever. So that's the way we want it to be. And the back's about the same height as the other one. The flywheel only goes to about right here. So yeah, these are 1.5 inches by 2 inches. This L metal is here, 1.5 inches high, 2 inches wide. It was whatever was in the remnant pile, so that's what we use. Remnants. Alright guys, so I got this all welded up. That ought to work great. I put the case in here and it fits right down in there and it won't move around. There's no way it could fall through there. So then I went back to IMS. I saw these. These are all remnants. These were 59 cents a pound. It cost me $6 for 4 of these brackets here. So this, like, I don't even know. This was not even $20, I don't think, for 2. Probably about $10 or something like that. Not even that. Less than $10. So, anyway, all I gotta do is just weld these on. I think I'll just do that. Let's just see how strong it is. I think with this being wider, 1/8 inch steel, it's not, I don't know, this is different kind of steel. This isn't cold rolled, so it's not quite as strong, but I think if I just go like that, clamp it on there like so, I think if I just weld those on, I don't think this thing's going anywhere. Hold that engine just fine. Let's try it. Alright, so that's how it is there. I'm just going to put the wheels as close as I can here. I don't want to put them way out here. And then what I'm going to do is just cut off the excess with a cutoff wheel. And I think that's about it. Put the wheels on. Wheels haven't got here yet, so we'll get on that in a minute. And I'll do my 2 stands for half the price of 1. Well, just got to weld these on. I'm using the Cinder, by the way, if you're wondering which welder I'm using. This is the Cinder welder. Works really good. Look at these beads over here. Way better than the Harbor Freight. I'm using 0.023 wire, melting right into that heavy steel. This is 3/16. These are, and it's just melts right through it like nothing. I'm using it at, see what the settings are. I got 20. Let's see. 23. 6.8 meters a minute. 6.8 meters a minute. Welds it like butter. Well, welding's a lot faster than drilling. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh man. Feel a little bit of flex in it though. Might have to strengthen it up a little bit, but it'll work for right now. I may, I was thinking about this already. I may put these wheels, you can get them on Amazon. They're 17 bucks for 4 of them. 18 bucks, something like that, 17. And I'll put the link in the description. But I could put a piece of square tubing from here to here, and then from there over, and that would get rid of all that flex. But I don't care if it works. All it's got to do is hold an engine, move it around a little bit, but at least it's not going to drop it on the push rod tubes. So that's for sure not going to happen, because it's got all that ledge now. I don't know why they didn't make something like this with a lot of ledge. Doesn't make any sense why they did that. So anyway, I think these are a whole lot better than the ones from Ampy. So if you want to make one, you know what to do. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you like that, and hope it helps you figure out some stuff. Alright, this works super bitchin'. I don't have to worry about the engine ever falling off of this thing again. Look at that. That's cool.